Welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Harry, and Honey, where are you? Honey, let me go. Where's Honey at? Where's the guest at? I don't know. Where'd they go to? Oh, gosh. I guess I have to do the show myself tonight. Not such a good idea, but we're going to do it anyway. Well, this is a second start of the show tonight because the first one didn't go too well. We tried to schedule a Facebook broadcast at the same time as the YouTube, and it didn't work for one reason or another, probably due to Mr. Producer's engineering skills or lack thereof. And the main point of that broadcast was to talk about problems with Facebook. I said, well, my YouTube audience might want to know this too. So I'm going to go ahead and make a video here where a live show actually, where we talk about the problem. Okay, so the thumbnail showed something about hitching wagons, and it showed a steed, a big horse up there, and what's that all about? Well, when we decided we wanted to do a live stream, we had to hitch our wagon to something or someone. And, it's going to be hopefully someone that will help us become more successful because they're already successful. And so that would be like, well, some of the major social media giants, okay? So which horse or steed or platform did we hitch our wagon to? Well, it started out on YouTube, and the reason it did is because Mr. Producer knew YouTube more than he knew anything else, and he had watched a zillion YouTube videos out there and was very into the YouTube thing. So we started out with YouTube, but it wasn't very long before we were on Facebook. In fact, week 3. The third episode, we were on Facebook as well. And the reason why we're on Facebook, of course, back then was because, well, Honey knows a zillion people, and a lot of them are on Facebook. So it was a natural audience and an instant audience for us to go ahead and look at and deal with. So that's how we got into these top 2 platforms. And they are the top 2 platforms. As you can see from the bar graph on the right, Facebook leads the world in number of active users monthly. And it's like 3 billion active users monthly. But YouTube's right behind with 2.5 billion. So those are the 2 lead horses. And if you wanted to hitch a wagon to somebody in the social media world for doing live streaming, then these would be the 2 places to go. Okay. So we chose those platforms, and they're very important to us. But which one is really the one that we, are connected to the best? And that is Facebook. Okay, 75% of the people that watch this show are Facebook users. 25% are YouTube. So our Facebook audience is really, really important to us. So you can see it's 3 times as much as the YouTube gang is. Okay, so a little more detail on what our Facebook audience looks like. Okay, well, our Facebook audience has some interesting demographics. The one that struck me the most was that the audience is that, for us, the audience is like 83% ladies. So that's pretty cool, but that's a little bit higher than, the 55 or 60% in the United States. So Facebook in the world actually is mostly male, 55% male, but in the United States is like 55% female. So, but for us, it's like 83%. Another interesting demographic that you can see if you look at the graph is that the peak numbers of users that audience members that watch us on Facebook are in the, I would call it the Gen X and Boomer crowd, okay, the 45 and older, okay. Those in the 18 to 43 crowd, which is the Gen Z and Millennials, then, they usually use TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, of course. So that this says that our audience is really a Facebook audience, and they're very dedicated, and we're just driven to try to help them be an audience that enjoys the show. So, leading to what happened in late January by Facebook, which is owned by Meta. That's one of their children companies. Okay. So Meta announces on January 23rd that they're going to introduce some APIs, okay? And those are basically programmers' tools to get to and from the platform in some kind of way through a program, all right? So they make that announcement, and everybody's trying to figure out, well, what is that exactly? What does that mean? Introducing sounds like it's going to be something really nice, but that's not really what most of our experience has been. Okay. Then they came out with something a little bit more detailed for the programmers, of course, and this doesn't read like something that the average bear could or want to comprehend, where it talks about, deprecation of permissions to groups and group access member info and all of this kind of stuff. And the point is that what they're doing is they're going to remove the ability for third-party software to actually live stream videos to groups. And they're also going to remove the ability for third-party software, which is what we use, to get user comments back from Facebook. This is not good, okay? This is definitely not good. So anyway, this is going to happen 12 days from now, which is why we're trying to work through some of this right now and see if we can get techniques to work that would do something to help us keep going to our Facebook audience, because they're very important, and we have to solve all of this within less than 2 weeks. Okay, so what might have been another opportunity? We could have said, well, Facebook audience, this is going to get too difficult. Mr. Producer is not going to be able to handle this. So therefore, we need to tell you that you should go to another platform. And we suggest you go to YouTube. You just need to switch your social media interests from Facebook to YouTube. Not going to happen, okay? I would never make that statement to someone and suggest that they follow through on that, because people go where they want to go. So it turns out that once you're inside the pristine walled garden of Facebook or any of the other social media giant platforms, once you're there, there's things you might not like about it. It's a little difficult to work or operate, maybe, or you get these people hijack your ID, or you get all these friends invitations from people that don't exist. There's these little things you might not like, but you stick around, and you stick around because you don't leave your friends. You've developed maybe 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000, acquaintances and friends out there, and you just don't want to leave them. So we're not about to suggest that you should do that. In fact, if you asked me to move from one platform to the other, I'd give you some grief, because we build kind of a network of people out there, and we stay where we like it. Okay, so we're not going to push you somewhere else. We're going to make sure that Facebook works. If we can do anything about it to make it work, we're going to make it work. Now, of course, I'm talking to the YouTube audience right now, okay? It would have been the Facebook audience, too. I've already had that conversation with them about 20 minutes ago. But I wanted to make sure that the YouTube people knew what we were doing, too. So just in case you end up going to Facebook, it could happen, okay? So there's a technique that we've found, and that is to use something called the real-time messaging protocol and this little app called Social Stream Ninja, which will allow us, even though it complicates life for Mr. Producer a bit, will allow us to still live stream to Facebook groups, and even do a better job than the API was doing before. So we're going to take a look at that in just a moment, and I'll show you how the technique really works, even though you're not the Facebook audience right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a try, and I'm going to do it from with some of your YouTube comments. We'll do it that way, just to show you how it works. So let me go ahead and show you where Mr. Producer really is. This is my little station over here where I live most of the time. I can make comments, but I'm usually almost invisible, unless I'm co-hosting the program with Honey. And you can see I got a little setup over here. And on the right-hand monitor, the one over here, okay, we have a bunch of software running. Actually, what we got is the Chrome browser open, and we have it open to ostensibly be open to the YouTube show and the Facebook show and the Twitter show, and the comments would be coming through on each of those platforms. And then the Social Media Ninja, which is the little application over here in green, will see those comments, and then I can click on those and put them on the screen for you to see as well. So let's take a look at that right now. here's some Facebook comments that came in before. So if I clicked on one right here, it's going to pop up on the screen. And the neat part about it is, and you can see it, this is a Facebook comment, is that it has the little avatar for the user. So there's a picture that you're familiar with. It also denotes that it's coming from the Facebook app, and it also actually gives us the name of the person who's making the comment, which we were not able to do before when we were using the Facebook group API. So even though this is a little more troublesome to make happen, we have an increased functionality that we were not getting before. So so if we get a YouTube comment, let me make one myself over here. Okay, so I typed one in. This is as though you were typing a YouTube comment in, and it shows up over here on the social stream Ninja. I click on it, and it shows up on the screen. So this is way cool. So this is not that easy to do if you're trying to host the show, but it's very easy to do if you're sitting over in this corner here and Honey's got the show going back on the set. So this is what we're going to be doing, and we'll be doing it from at least those three platforms, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And Facebook being the one where the trouble came in. So we hope to have all of this working just beautifully by time our next show comes up, because we only have about 12 days to get it right anyway. So we hope that'll all work. Regardless, if we can't get all the comments working, we'll make sure that the show plays for sure. So that's what it's all about. I want to make sure that you know what's going on in that regard. And we'll have a real show next week. Honey will be here. Thank goodness. Oh, yes. Mr. Producer doesn't like to do a show by himself. It's just not a lot of fun. So our main talent will be back next week, and we have a special guest coming in, Father Tat from St. Jared Magella Church and Redemptorist St. Jared School, and he will be here next week. It'll be a really good show. So y'all come on by and watch the show, and hopefully I'll be in my little corner here making things work right then. So we love you. Thank you for showing up, and we'll see you next time.